Hello Gemini, my name is Nigel and you have found alchemy. Welcome to your October 2024 reading. Let's get right into it. Okay, we have overarching your whole month the mortification card. The mortification card is number 68 in this deck. It represents death, decay, decomposition. It is ruled by Scorpio / Pluto. This is a freeing of sorts, right? Old scripts are being released. This old form is literally becoming food for the new. Much like the old becomes food for the new in the earth. It's symbolism, for sure. We have here a mask. And, this mask could be worn by someone in your energy, or it could be you, Gemini, that feels the need to wear a mask. As we go through the reading, we are going to get a more clear picture of what we're seeing here. We have the sensuality card coming in sideways. This is number 21 in this deck. It says, your freedom flowing from afar. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. It looks like there's some sort of choice you're going to have. And sensuality could be fairly sexual in nature, as we know, or it could just be the... hold on one second. I'm just trying to find a place for my phone. It could simply be the sensual exuberance of innocence. Could be that. It doesn't have to be sexual in nature, but it very well can be. Now, we'll just leave it hanging like that. And I have a feeling that everything's going to come together. It always does. We have divine feminine here. So there is definitely a feminine energy around you. You yourself may be a divine feminine, or you may be a human being leaning into their divine feminine. What do I mean by that? It means that you are using, at least for this month, your intuition more, your emotions more. You're more welcoming. You're more nurturing. It's more of a nurturing energy. So it really has nothing to do with genitalia so much. It has to do with your energy and where it sits. You have the moving card here coming in reverse, and it says you could be moving to a new house, changing jobs, or if things have been stagnant, expect things to start moving. Now this is coming in reverse, and for it to be here at all in reverse, I believe that you are wanting to get moving on something and you're feeling some sort of stagnation. There is something happening this month. We're going to figure out what that is. But there is something happening this month that's making you feel like you're stuck in neutral. You have mystery. There it is. Mystery to be solved. Okay. So yeah, I would say so. I think that right now we are trying to figure out a mystery. We're trying to figure out what the heck all this means, right? You have unexpected visitor, and this is number 41 in this deck. As you can see, it is coming in sideways, and the unexpected visitor card, it's like there is a plan for your life that may not match with your own original plan. You may end up at the same place you wanted to end up in, but your path has completely changed. The vehicle has changed, or you may end up in a completely different place. We're going to find out as we piece this together. I had my dog here, and I always have dog emergencies. You do have Medusa. And, this is... I really love her in this deck. She's still quite beautiful. She looks quite sad, actually, too, right? So, ironically, Gemini, Medusa is associated with the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio has come out a few times, and I see it's actually here in your astrology as well. Scorpio is a big keyword for you this month, for sure. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could have Scorpio highly aspected in your chart, or something may happen here for you during Scorpio season. But I have to tell you, so far it seems to have come out a lot, and so that's like a really important part of your reading. Now, she is known as a Greek gorgon. She's typically looked at as a monster, right? Who turns men into stone with her gaze. She was once a beautiful maiden. She was banished by Athena, and she was attacked by Poseidon in a very sexually deviant way. And she was banished by Athena and attacked by Poseidon, so she was sort of turned on by both sexes. If she was, they both turned on her, and they were both turned against her for reasons outside of her own choices. You yourself may have been betrayed here, Gemini. But the fact that Scorpio is coming out once again is crucial somehow. So let's carry on here and finish our puzzle. We have pay bills. You may be concentrating on paying down your debts this month for sure. This came out, and that means that it is some part of your month here. You may have acquired some debt. You may have an abundance of bills. Whatever it is, that maybe it's just your focus to get your finances squared away, get your bills paid. You do have Earth here, and this is number 26 in this deck. So Earth, you're actually receiving Earth twice, right? Look. 2 different decks. And on this card it says pragmatic, grounded, enduring. But it's the grounding thing that sort of has me. It's grounding, it's sensible, it's strong. Think of a mountain, right? A mountain is planted there. It almost has roots. You cannot move it. It is durable, it is sustainable, and it is grounded. And good luck trying to move it. It looks like you may be pulling in the power of Earth this month for yourself, which is quite different from you, Gemini, being immutable air. Very, very, very different. And for it to come out twice, it matters. It's definitely a thing. You also have Scorpio here, as we talked about before, and it says transformative, deep, intense. Now, there's a lot to say here about Scorpio, I have to tell you. So we have, on October 4th, we have Venus in Scorpio, trine Saturn in Pisces. Look for something to do with a partner. This could be a business partner or a love partner. Something that could enrich your current situation. Enriching very well could be a love situation, or it could be a business partnership. If you're looking to get into a business partnership and you have somebody or something in your midst, that is a very good day to go about it, or to launch something. If you're looking to join with another person, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Always a dog emergency. So if you're looking to enhance your relationship, or begin a business relationship, October 4th is really good for that. October 8th, we have Venus in Scorpio, trine Mars in Cancer. And if you're thinking about, and this is another great date for your future and for partnerships. So we have the 4th to the 8th. You should mark that down on your calendar. If you're looking to get ahead in your business and meet with a boss and try to, finagle your way into more money or a higher position, that's a good time to do it. If you're looking to hook up with a person and, bring that relationship to the next level could be the first date. The next level could be, okay, we've been dating a while, why don't we move in together? It's the next level type thing. You're trying to level up on those dates. On October 13th, we have Mercury that enters Scorpio. And on that day, look for what or who is hidden. You may have to deal with some harsh facts. There is something hidden here that may come to light on that date. So you should mark that down as well. Look for it. On October 14th, we have Venus and Scorpio opposition Uranus and Taurus, right? You may be dealing with money matters, for sure, with another person. You may be talking about bills, debt, things like that. And this came into play as well. So on that day, you may be going over, it could be an accountant, it could be your partner, could be a business associate, it could be your love interest, but it's somebody who you have dealings with money where you have to sit down and speak about matters, money, bills, debt, things like that. You can also on that day work on your creative pursuits. Anything creative like writing, painting, photography, things like that. It's a good day for that. On October 17th, we have Venus and Scorpio sextile Pluto and Capricorn. And it's a very lucky day to play the lottery, submit an offer, sign a contract, anything like that. Now, on October 22nd, the sun enters Scorpio. Look for the mystery we discussed in your oracle cards and the mystery we discussed on October 13th. There is some sort of mystery. We talked about it here. We talked about it on October 13th. And I'm speaking on it again, okay? Look for that mystery. There is something that may be uncovered. So keep your eyes peeled. Now, we also have the Supermoon card, and this says luminosity, intimacy, hyper awareness. I do think you're going to be affected by the supermoon in October, Gemini, and it sort of makes sense, especially with your energy. You have on October 17th, which is the same day Venus in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn, right? And I told you it was a very lucky day to do different things, play lottery, submit an offer, things like that. We have the supermoon. It's called the Hunter's Moon, and it connects us with our ancestors, anybody that has passed over. So that's really a good thing too, as well. It connects us to our past. It connects us to our awareness of something. So you may be uncovering something. And remember, the supermoon brings hyper awareness. You may be hyper aware of something that this mask, I mean, listen, the mask might be you wearing a mask while you figure out what the heck's going on here. Or you might figure out that somebody's been wearing a mask around you the whole time and you didn't know. You have the past here on the table, and it says something from the past is coming back, perhaps an old job or an unfinished project. It says, look to the past to understand the future, a lesson or experience or an old skill. There's something to do with the past here for sure. It's all coming together slowly here. There is something to do with your past. You may have had a past pain here with this Medusa card. Somebody may have done you dirty in the past here, and something's coming around again, it seems. It certainly seems that way. Unexpected visitors, right? You have the Whale Spirit. It says, trust the great mystery. Another mystery card. So here we have a mystery card, and we've mentioned this more than once. And if you look at this, it's number 65, by the way. Now, the Whale Spirit, what's interesting about the Whale Spirit is the whale can be found in many diverse cultures, right, as far as symbolism goes. In mythology, they are associated with the underworld. Sounds a lot like Scorpio, doesn't it? I'm telling you, Scorpio, the underworld, death, rebirth, Pluto, it's in your reading here, Gemini, and there's something going on here. Please let me know. It's either, like I said, it's either Scorpio season, or it is your dealings with a Scorpio, or it is the death and rebirth of something in your life. And I could see all of those things being true for different Geminis. I really, really could. Now, let's dive into your reading here. We do have, representing the beginning of your month, we have the party card. Now, this could be socializing. This could be a third-party situation. It could, I'm not getting a third-party situation in this reading for some reason. I'm not. I'm getting interference. There might be somebody trying to interfere with a situation. Your month starts out with the Two of Cups, and this is a beautiful card. Obviously, it's two people, not three. These two mirror each other's attitude. They're mirror images of each other. Their gestures, everything's intertwined. The snakes are a little bit different, but even those are pretty harmonious, right? You are coming together under a blessed union. I think there are two distinct Gemini groups out there for this reading, for this collective. We have one set of Geminis that is coming together with a divine counterpart. And we have another set of Geminis that have two sides of them that were split in two different directions for an extended period of time that are finally coming together. And you're going to feel, for that group of Geminis, you're going to feel whole, perhaps for the first time in a very long time, where you may not even remember what it feels like to feel like that. So, yeah, for sure, there's definitely two groups of Geminis. You have this that leads right into the Piscean card, the High Priestess. If you look at all of the items on this card, the columns, the floor, the robe, etc., it represents a balance of light and dark, positive and negative, right? The High Priestess is in the center of understanding, right? We, as the initiatives, have to prove ourselves before we have access to all our secrets. She's pointing to her book. She'll tell us some of those things, but she's not going to divulge all of them. So there's a certain withholding here. There is a certain withholding. What are you holding back? Or is somebody holding back something from you? Is the truth not completely revealed to you yet? We have this energy leading into the Seven of Wands. By the way, this is Pisces. The Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer. And this card is Mars in Leo. Now, as you can see, that stone he's standing on, it has a slight elevation. It's an implied status, right? His status has been elevated somehow, right? Not ridiculously high, but there's something that's happened to make him feel good about himself, to make him feel a little elevated. He won at something, for sure. He won at something. So what do we have here for the first leg of your month? We have, it looks like there is somebody, an outside force. Is this jealousy, Gemini? Is this jealousy? Because you can tell, you know, I don't know, even in this picture, there are two people that are sort of facing each other, and then you have that other one looking the other way. I don't know. I think that there is a third party in this situation, but not in that way. Not where someone's cheating. Not where it's somebody that is on the outside of either your work situation or your relationship that holds a certain amount of envy for you. Yeah. And it's either you here coming together as something whole and being elevated to a brand new height, or it's you coming together with your divine counterpart and being elevated. It's very spiritual. It's intoxicating. I wanted to say intoxicating, so I'll say it. Yeah. You're going to be on almost like a natural high from this. Now, looking at your mid-month, before I go to mid-month, I just wanted to let you know that, I added up all the numbers in this column. I do that all the time. I add them up and then I break them down. And this broke down to a number 2. And the number 2 represents the moon. The moon represents Cancer for sure, but it's very emotional, very deep, and it sort of goes with that divine feminine that we spoke about. So we should keep that in mind. There is definitely a divine feminine involved in this situation. It's either you, or it's your counterpart, or it's one side of you, for sure. Yeah, there is a divine feminine involved in this situation. Now, moving on to your mid-month here, you have two sides. I mean, look at that. It looks so Geminian, doesn't it? It just does, right? You have the twins there. Unity. And what did I say, right? I said there is a group of Gemini out there that you have two sides of yourself coming together. Unity. And then there's that other group of Gemini, two counterparts coming together. Unity. Expect a blessing here, Gemini. Here you have the Three of Pentacles opening up the middle of your month here. And, you know, this side of the Three of Pentacles is pretty interesting. If you look at it, it's a little bit different. This would be traditional where you have people working together, right? And instead of collaborating, he is by himself. He is alone on this side. He holds a foundational stone. Hopefully that'll focus. He holds a foundational stone with the alchemical symbol for fire carved into it. There is an alchemical distilling vessel on the floor with a rose in it. See that? Roses in my reading, they represent hope. The vessel is representative of you, transmuting one thing into another, right? And this, with the fire element here, this is a fiery earth card. I mean, it just is. It's fiery. It's earth. There's even a little water involved in this card, but it's mostly fire and it's mostly earth. This is someone who has an idea and is presenting this idea. has a lot of hope about this idea. So this could very well be you coming together within yourself, Gemini, to present something to someone. We did touch on that. We did touch on partnerships and you coming together with someone. You do have here, this leads right into, and this is the center of your whole month. You have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords here on this side, very different, right? Is you freeing yourself, right? Yeah, this is Saturn in Capricorn. The middle card, Gemini, represents you getting unstuck from a situation finally. You have the ability to unstick yourself. There was perhaps something going on in your life that made you feel like you were spinning your wheels, not moving forward, stuck in neutral. Well, mid-month that sort of alleviates. You come together with something or someone and it sort of unsticks you. And I really love that for you. By the way, this Three of Pentacles here is Saturn in Capricorn. So you have Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Capricorn, by the way. So you have this energy gives birth to the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is Jupiter in Pisces. But you know, more than that, this is a wish being fulfilled, a gift coming here, Gemini, from the universe to you. What you have asked for, you are receiving. It is being brought to you. See that cornucopia? The universe is bringing you something. This whole column is a coming together of something via this unity card. There's something coming together and there is something being brought to you as a result of you coming together with something. Love that for you. I'm going to move that right here. Now, on the last leg of your month here, you have some sort of separation. And it says separation, longing. And we're going to figure out what that means, Gemini. You have, yeah, look at that. You have the Nine of Swords, right? And this is Mars and Gemini energy. And I want you to really study this card, Gemini. This side has the same man we see on this side, except we see his perspective of it, right? He's viewing a beautiful sunrise through those swords that stand between him and his freedom. But if you look to the side here, there is a shadowy figure watching him. Now, is this someone coming to help him? Is it your shadow side that has created these swords, Gemini? Or is it a faceless enemy? I think that this asks us, what separates you from your wish? What is separating you from your wish? We can see those swords aren't real. They're in his head, right? Look at they're translucent. This is mental anguish. This is sort of something this person is doing to themselves. Now, this gives birth to Aries energy, which is the Emperor. The Emperor is a beautiful card of power, but as we can see, it shares something here. We see their backs, don't we? So there is something the Emperor hides behind his back. Now, is this someone in a position of power in your life that hides something behind their backs? We see the same perspective as we saw with the Nine of Swords. He's looking over his dominion. He draws power from those sources symbolized at the back of his throne. We see fire. We see water. We see sun. We see the moon, and the moon represents his empress. Again, the divine feminine is underlined here. We also see the alchemical force of sulfur. We see that symbol right there. That's the soul, at least in this deck. Now, when we look at this card, is it you? Are you feeling conquered? Or perhaps are you the Emperor hiding your tools of power? What powerful talent do you hide from the world? Is there something you're hiding from the world, something you keep to yourself, something you know is powerful, something you know is talent, perhaps, that you keep to yourself. Sometimes when you look at this, you can see that it could bring you a new beginning. It could bring you a new hope into your life. But is that shadow figure your own mind talking you out of it, Gemini? Is there some sort of talent or road you really want to take that you don't take? There is this separation, this longing. Is that what you're longing for? This energy gives birth to a page. You went from being the emperor to being viewed, because we can see, right? Look, this is his, and when I say him, it could be a her. This is their view. This is their perspective. This is other people's perspective. Venus and Taurus. Here you appear to others as a page. But we've seen the man behind the curtain, Gemini, and perhaps you should consider sharing what you conceal, because we both know you're not a page. Regardless of how other people view you, we've seen it. Yeah. You have a lot to think about this month. You have this supermoon energy coming in. I really think you should think on that, because there is a truth. There is a truth you hide. There is a freedom that you can have that is being offered to you. And there is a talent that you have that you choose not to share. There are two sides of you coming together, and I'm sticking with that story. Now, I am telling you, there are definitely some Geminis out there that are coming together with another person, and perhaps this relationship is inspiring you in some way. Definitely true. Definitely could be true for many of you. But I think that for many of you also, two sides of yourself are coming together. You are going to, because you look at this, two sides coming together. And what do you see here? You don't see two people. You see one with that gift. You see one with that gift. And this leads into this vision of that you feel sort of stuck in neutral, right? You have the Seven of Wands, this elevation somehow. You have the universe bringing you something. Whatever that gift is, use it for more than being a page. Just do it. Don't waste it. Definitely don't waste it. Now, let's move on to your warnings. See, look. In your warnings column, you have lack, suffering. There may be something that happened in the past that stays in your head and affects your present moment. It is only in your head, Gemini. It is only in your head. Here you have the King of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy, Sun and Taurus energy, right? This king is usually solid, reliable, and very earthy. In your warnings column, this side, we can see he is saving that watermelon here. That he has plenty, but he's saving one for himself. It's behind his back. Saving some of the harvest for himself. And I think Spirit is stressing that you, Gemini, do the same thing. There is something you need to save for yourself. Don't give everything away. There's something valuable that you need to keep close to you and save it for the right time, for the right audience, if that makes sense to you. You have here the Five of Pentacles. And this is Venus and Taurus. Now, someone may try and guilt you. That's guilt, right? This would be destitution. This would be, almost being crippled, being crippled by whatever, being isolated. Obviously, this is not a good card. Now, this guy has everything he wants, everything he needs. He's been gifted this lantern to truly see, and yet he's being made to feel guilty about something. This is in your warnings column. There is going to be someone that tries to make you feel guilty, that tries to make you feel less than, that tries to make you feel a certain way. And you're being asked not to do it, not to fall for this. It could be someone from your past. We talked about that. It could be someone from your past. Now, this energy gives birth to the Seven of Pentacles, and there will be leaner times in the future. There will be something that goes on in the future. That's why it is so important. The watermelon symbolism is very important. The suffering card is a potential warning, Gemini. Don't suffer. Don't do this. Do this. Prepare for the future. Save certain things for yourself. Don't share them with the wrong people. Don't give anyone a chance to steal from you. There is something here worth stealing. Be very careful about masks that people wear around you. There is something definitely dying so that something else can be reborn. Now, let's look at your blessings. I always love to look at these. Now, in your blessings column, you have alchemy, right? You have ancestors, guides. Yeah. You have people guiding you from the other side. It could be people, it could be angels, it could be spirit guides. Could be your ancestors, it could be anything that you believe in strongly, anything that you can feel. There is a forgiveness, and this is in your blessings column. Somebody is going to ask for your forgiveness, and being that it came with the ancestors card, I can't help but think that there is someone here on the other side, Gemini, who wishes to apologize to you for some reason. There's something. The veil is thinning. The veil is definitely thinning. So be mindful of your dreams. Be mindful of the messages you receive. You're going to be hyper aware around that supermoon. Being that Scorpio came out so many times, Scorpio is intense. It's mysterious, very intuitive, very deep, very secretive. So consider all that this month, because Scorpio weighs heavily in this reading. Big time. Big time. Here in your tarot pile, you have the Hierophant, and this is the card of Taurus. Yeah. You may be ready to rebel against something. Something that you may have been indoctrinated into, raised with, surrounded with most of your life. Thou shalt not will suddenly turn into hell yes. Expect a change. And here's a fascinating thing. Look at this. Remember when I said you have two sides of yourself? Let me see. You have two sides of yourself coming together, or a spiritual union between soulmates, between counterparts. Look what you have in your blessings column. You have the King and Queen of Wands, the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming together. I'm going to say the same thing. The same thing. For some of you, you are meeting a divine counterpart. You are communing with a divine counterpart this month, for sure, no doubt. For others of you, you have two sides of yourself that have been separated for so long that you probably don't remember what it feels like to have them together. You're giving birth, regardless of which it is, to some sort of creative thing. This may be something you have written that you keep to yourself, some talent that you have that you don't share with anybody. It could be a book, it could be a screenplay, it could be art, it could be photography, it could be a YouTube channel. It could be, it's something that you keep to yourself that you say, I don't know. You know, maybe, I don't know if I'm good enough, or I don't know if that's even sensible. There is something that you're keeping under your hat that you shouldn't, because you're the emperor and you have people looking at you like you're a page. You're not a page. Okay, so let's clarify a little bit of this here. Show me the beginning of the month here for my Gemini. You have Pale, and it says time to get out of a situation. Yeah, I would say so. There is something you're transcending here. There is something that you're moving past. There is something dying to make room for something else. You have wind chimes, peace and harmony. Now this came in reverse. So you're going to be experiencing times this month where you're not feeling so peaceful. I do think something from the past is going to interrupt your peace. however briefly this month. But I do think there are a few things going on at the same time, as there always is in the Gemini readings. It says parrot, it says someone will gossip about you. And yeah, I believe it. I believe somebody's gossiping about you. I believe someone will gossip about you. And I think that it's really important for you to keep your secrets to yourself, keep your talent to yourself, if at least share it with the right people, you know. Don't share it with people who can steal your ideas. You have flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Do not be tempted to lower your flag. Don't settle for being a page. You're not a page. You're not, period. You're just not. It says peen. It says pen. New job. Career. What are you sitting on here? What are you sitting on here? You're sitting on something. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. You're sitting on something invaluable. Just try it. Listen, this is a good month. You have every opportunity this month. I gave you those dates. Go back and listen to it again. Write it down. If it's a book, I mean, I don't know. It could be literally anything. You could be sitting on an idea for an app. I mean, it could be anything. But you're sitting on something. And whatever it is you're sitting on, you're wasting it, because you could be making money from it. Something good is going to happen if you share with the right person. The world. The end of a cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Well, that fell right out. And you have adventure. South. And at the bottom of the deck, we have rock, endurance. What did we say about earth and the mountains? Definitely endurance. Now, for your, I think for your keywords, we're going to definitely, obviously, say Scorpio. We're going to say earth, and we're going to say Medusa. I think somehow that is prevalent. Now, the lucky numbers for this month is 68, 21, 41, 65, 26, 20, and 2. We have mentioned Scorpio, Gemini, and Taurus a lot during this reading. And what's fascinating is that of all the numbers we mentioned number 2 the most. I mean, we mentioned it a lot more than you think. And when number 2s are mentioned a lot during a reading, you need to prepare for some serious decisions. Having a plan B is super important this month, because I think unexpected things are going to occur. I do think that if you have a talent, you should be sharing it here, Gemini. I do think you should stop keeping something to yourself, but I also think at the same time that someone might be wearing a mask around you, and that you need to be very careful and mindful about who you trust. Be the Scorpio this month. Slip into that mode. They're very resourceful, they're very, very intuitive, and they're very, very private. I'm a Scorpio Mars. I really wish you the best with this world card. The world is your oyster. You've got the world by the short and curlies. I wish you all the luck. Namaste.